Hello everyone, I'm Imalexryan. This is another Call of Duty Black Ops 2 gameplay. This is going to be some more CTF on the map standoff. I'm going to be playing against some really decent players, and I don't have a very good first half, but as you're going to see, and as I'm going to talk about in this video, I do start playing really well towards the end of it, as I have to, because one of our teammates actually lags out or gets DDoS. One of the two, he's pretty sure he got DDoS, which if anyone doesn't know, is where they override, where someone hacks like your router basically, and they just make you disconnect. It says you leave game, but you really don't. You just disconnect, and it's really fucking annoying. And if anyone does it, I just hate them. Like even if they've done it to me or not done it to me, I just don't like people that do it. It ruins a game, and if you do it, you're pretty bad at the game. Because if that's how you win your league play games, then you really don't deserve to be a master at any division, because you're probably shit at the game if you do that. But a little run over. We're going to go 3v4 done anyway. One of my teammates is actually going to lag out, and this is the topic of the video is going to be how to win 3 versus 4. So if you do, your teammates do disconnect, or if you do get one of your teammates does get DOSed, then this is just going to be a little video to help you stay in the game basically and try and win the game. As you're going to see, he's not going to get disconnected straight away. It's going to be like 2 minutes until the round ends when he gets disconnected, and that's when it all starts going a bit haywire, because we start playing really badly and they actually cap a flag and equalise, and they're just all over us in the first half. So then we all, like me and my teammates, have to start playing really well, and we actually do, to be fair. We start going really clutch, and you're going to see how it all ends up. Like when it's 4v4, we were all over him. We get disconnected and he can't do anything because my teammate had streaks. When he got disconnected, he lost all his streaks. His central gun disappeared. It was just chaos, and we're going to like draw a round for the first half, but the second half we got absolutely huge. But I'm not going to talk about the gameplay anymore. You're going to see it as long as you keep watching the video. But the first thing you need to do when you're playing in any 3v4 situation is to stay alive. If you go down in a 3v4, then it's going to be 2v4, and then it's going to be 2v1v versus another 2v1. So it's unlikely your teammates are going to stay up, and they're probably going to capture the flag if you go down, because 4v2, I wouldn't fancy anyone to win on those sort of terms or those sort of gunfights. So you just need to stay alive. Even if you don't get a kill, just stay up. You can't die. It's so crucial to stay up. And if you can get a kill, then that's great, because then it's 3v3 and you can start pushing up a little bit, and then it sort of evens the terms. But you really can't die, because if like your teammate dies, that's when it's so important you need to stay up. Because if you die, it's 4v1 or 3v1, and it's basically going to be a flag cap every time, because there's no way 3 people can't cap against 1 person who's just still alive. And look, I throw a central gun trophy system down at my teammate's central gun, but he's already gone. So central gun goes, and it's going to be an uphill battle. Once your teammate does leave, you're going to have to start playing really well though, because you can't have a bad game. If it's 3v4 and you're having a bad game, it's basically 2.5 versus 4, and they're just going to overpower you every time. They're going to get map control. They're just going to walk into your spawn kill you, take your flag, and just keep on capping and just batter you until you can't get back in the game. So you need to play well throughout the whole game. You can't really slip up too much. I mean, everyone can afford to make a mistake in this game as long as your teammates are covering you, but you really can't make that many. Like, you need to make those kills when it counts. Like, if you can lose a gun battle in the middle of a map, then it's not that big of a deal. But if you lose a gunfight in your spawn, then that is where it really matters, and that's where it's really going to affect your team and really hurt. So your aim's going to have to be on point, and you're going to have to play well just overall, because if you don't play well, then you're probably going to lose a game, and nobody wants to lose. Whether it's 3v4, whether you shouldn't have won, whether you should have won, no one wants to lose. And even if it's 3v4, you should just keep trying, keep just trying to win. Don't give up. And that's another thing, you can't let your heads drop. Even when you go 3v4, you need to know, like, yeah, we can win this. You need to have confidence. It helps once you've done it a few times. Like, I've been in this situation like 10, 12 times on this map on CTF where one of my players is disconnected. So I'm fairly used to being 3v4 on this map, and especially capture the flag, because even though I'd say capture the flag is probably the hardest game mode to win on when it's 3v4, either that or hardpoint, because search is unpredictable and you can just get a kill every round in search when it's 3 versus 4 and it's even. On respawn game mode, it's so hard to win 3v4, and capture the flag is no different. So you're going to have to all play well and all just stay alive. Another thing that is really going to help you is score streaks. Like, to level it up, you're going to have to get score streaks. Like, you're going to need a sentry gun, AGR, stealth chopper, war machine, anything just to give you that little bit of an edge, just to help you make it even, like make the game even again. And that's what I usually do. Like, if we go 3v4 down, my first reaction will be to try and get streaks and just camp and play for streaks or whatever I need to do to get streaks. Because if you get sentry gun, that's basically a 4v4 again, because you can push up the map without worrying about your flag, because you'll have a sentry gun on there, and you're gonna have to like make sure your streaks stay up. Like if they're throwing EMPs at an AGR, just throw trophies back at it where the AGR is going or around where the AGR roughly is. Throw a load of trophy systems on your sentry gun. That's really going to help you, and as long as you can keep that sentry up, it's going to be so hard for the enemies to cap the flag, and that's going to be a lot less pressure on you, and you can put more pressure on your enemies. They're more likely to make mistakes, and then you can cap a flag. And that's actually what we do. Like these last 4 minutes of the game, I start playing really well, and you're going to see like how clutch I go. I mean, I get like 20 kills this half, but that helps you keep positive. If you keep playing well, you're going to be positive. You're not going to be annoyed with yourself. You know you shouldn't win a 3v4. But when you're positive, when you're playing well, you're thinking, hang on, we can win this. It's 3v4, how comes they're not winning? And with every minute that goes, you're feeling more and more confident, more and more that you can win this game, that you can steal this game right at the end. And usually when it goes 3v4, I would say talk a lot. But even though in this gameplay my teammate weren't talking, I'm sure they were talking to each other, because I think they were in a party of 2 and I was in a party of 2 with my friend, and they were inviting us. But we were inviting them and we just never spoke to them. Even though usually I would recommend going to game chat and talking to a team, especially in a 3v4 situation, because you're going to need teamwork. That's really going to help give you, like I said, another advantage, another thing that they haven't got. And this is what I also do a lot when it's 3v4, and usually like my teammate before this was using SMG, and usually whoever lags out, I'll take the gun they were using, because it just makes your team more versatile. If you have 2 SMGs and 2 ARs, you're going to be more equipped for those short range gunfights and those long range gunfights. Like the ARs can cover you at long range. So I put an SMG, and that's what you're going to have to do when you're 3v4. You're going to have to adapt. You're going to have to change your playstyle slightly, because you can't just slug it out and trade kills every time, because you're going to lose if you trade kills. Like if you die and then you kill an enemy, then you die, then you kill an enemy, you're going to come off worse, because then it's going to be 2v1 every time, and it's just going to be so much harder. So you need to change your game style. You need to play a bit more sneakily and get those flags. Like that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to try and sneak a flag. Originally I was just trying to hold out for trying to get a 2-1. Like my mindset here was just cap this flag and just defend. And I see a guy up here, so I'll take him out. And this is what I'm talking about by getting those clutch kills. Like here, if that guy kills me, then it's still 1-1. There's 2.5 minutes left, and it's anyone's game, and they have the advantage. But they're gonna take our flag, and our teammates are gonna go huge. As am I. Like in a second, you're gonna see I get streaks, and I take out the flag carrier, and that's gonna give us a return and give me a sentry gun. And then after that, I change my AR and put my trophy system on, where I can play more defensive. And that's just what I mean by changing it up. Like when you have a sentry and when you do have your streaks, you need to defend them and keep them well intact and make sure they don't get EMP. Like here, see, I'm gonna get my sentry gun, and my teammate are gonna get streaks from it, because they're gonna be on their front foot, and I'm gonna pull my sentry gun down. As soon as I die, I'm gonna put an AR and just defend that sentry. That's all you need to do. That's when it's 3v4. That's so crucial to get streaks. On hardpoint, I'd recommend running stealth chopper, and then if you can get that stealth chopper, that's gonna even it out. It's gonna be 4v4, because you're gonna have stealth chopper for 30 odd seconds. That's gonna be like 30 seconds of time. It's gonna be so good. But that's all you really need to know about winning 3v4, is making those huge kills like this as well, get those return. And look, our teammate dies, but luckily I'm in the right place at the right time, just about. Even if I would have died there, my sentry would have picked him up, and that's just how huge and how effective the sentry guns are. Now it's 3v1, and my teammates are still attacking, but if I was talking to them, I would have been shouting at them, telling them to stay back. Luckily for us, luckily for me, my team were putting pressure on, so I didn't have too much to do in defense, even though I did have to win a few gunfights. Like I'm just sitting on our top grandmas, just making sure they don't cap this flag, making sure we keep a 3-1 lead, because even if they do cap a flag now, I'm going to try and slow them down. If I don't manage to do that, I'm going to have another chance at it, because it's going to be 3-2, and it's just going to be so much easier. That two cap cushion with a minute to go, you can pretty much guarantee safety when you have sentry guns at your spawn. And to make it even better, our teammate caps it yet again, so we're going to go 4-1 up in a 3 versus 4. So we actually done better with 3 people and with 4. Everyone on my team played their part. Everyone on my team played really well. And I hope you've enjoyed this video, because this video is going to come to an end relatively soon. If you've liked it, leave a like. If you want to favourite it, if you want to share it, want to show your friends or whatever, feel free to do that. And as always, have a nice day. Goodbye.
Strike awaiting coordinates. Enemy flag acquired. Our flag has been dropped.